What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series, and today we're going over another video breakdown. If you're new to the channel, please go to my playlist to navigate, and you are going to see the whole entire playlist of video breakdowns. Now, I used to go on YouTube and pull people off. I'm done with that. I'm not trying to sit here and call anybody out on YouTube. So I just wait for you guys to come to me with your videos. So I really appreciate today we're going to be watching at ColdWolf33 Discord member, and we're going to go over his work and see what I would do differently or not at all. Now, guys, the reason why I like these videos is because if you're a new selector, what a great place to come and just watch these video breakdowns and just see other people selecting in the warehouse and see exactly what it's like across the board. So if you're not a subscriber, do that. Join Discord, link in the description below. Thumbs up. And if you guys want to help the channel by donating, it's much appreciated. So today, ColdWolf33, I'm working on another video of At Ham. I have At Ham Discord member, one video done, but somebody asked me if I could do one of their freezer pallets. So I am working on that video right now. So that's going to be out in a little bit. So without further ado, let's get to this video here, which is and we're going to start right now. So right now we started off in the corner, guys. Once again, I thank this person for taking the time to film this. Now, it was originally 21 minutes when I first started this, and I took it down to about 15 minutes. I just edited out some of the traveling between slots. So I would do the same thing, guys. We got a one pallet order. We got nice big cases up front. I would do the same thing. I would start building up my front corner. I build front to back. Now, I do notice one thing. We got a broken piece of wood. You can see the tips of the fork sticking out. I would turn that around. Now, he's filming for, or he has it on the back of his forks for filming purposes. But if I had a one pallet order, guys, I would flip it around, face that broken wood towards my jack, and I would have it all the way up against the mast of the jack. But obviously he can't do that, or you're not going to be able to take a video of it. But just beautifully starting right here, guys. We got boxes. It looks, I don't know what kind of boxes these are. And now we're stacking our cans up to meet this. We're not going to immediately start filling in a whole layer. He is column stacking his cat food, it looks like, to meet this. Now we got a Hawaiian punch right there, nice big case. I would not put it in the middle of the pallet. I would put that on the corner of my pallet right off the get. Anytime I get big, heavy cases, I think corners. So I would definitely think corners on that, which he does right here. He gets the Hawaiian punch, and now he's going to move that one back because he realizes that that's going to make a nice solid corner. Guys, your corners are everything on a pallet. You do not want to waste big, strong cases within the cross that I talk about all the time. You do not want big, strong cases in there unless it's a full layer. So we got 3 Hawaiian punches right here, perfectly done. I mean, just a nice solid corner. Look at this. Solid corner, solid corner, solid corner. That is when you know you're having a strong pallet. We get a Motts. The Motts is just a hair smaller, guys. So if that Motts was right there or on the corner, it is not going to work. It's not going to be a good thing. So right here, this box here, I would have turned it inwards, probably over on this side. Since we got, this is more solid than this side. We got a nice big long box. I would have tied in this Sutter home to this orange box right here. But once again, his end result looks like mine, so I'm not worried about it. Guys, right there, he don't know exactly what to do with it. Is he going to sit there and dwell on it and move it all around the pallet? No, he's just going to set it down and he'll move it at a later time. Like right there, you got something to match up with it. So that's that. You know, when you don't know what you're doing with something, just put it down. That's all. You don't have to, you know. And then he took his whole call. So I like what he did right there. I'm actually going to pause this real quick. So he had this whole column lined up against his Hawaiian punches. He put that dog food cans on top and realized it was perfectly matched with his Hawaiian punch. So what did he do? He used it as his corner, because now he knows that his corner is matched up with his other corner. This gap right here is irrelevant. You could either A, slide this Hawaiian punch over, or just shove something in there. Maybe you get a box that can go up on end, and you're just going to fill that gap in. I like what he did. Now, me personally, I don't like sticking these slippery cans on the corner. It's not going to hurt anything, but I love what he did right there. He saw that it matched up with the Hawaiian punch and immediately moved it over to the corner, because now he knows he's leveled the whole way across the back of his pallet. All right, so he's taking his cans or that big case. He put it in the part of the pallet I can't stand. I would never do that with that big box. Like I said, front pallet facing in right here is where I would put it. He's pretty level. So like I said, guys, just because I say one thing doesn't mean it's the right way for everyone. He has a system. He needs to stick with it. But now we're filling in our hole in the middle. See how we don't worry about that, guys? This is how I build. My holes are always left in the middle. It's not on the outside of the pallet anywhere in the perimeter. It's always in the middle. And look how nice and even we are coming. Just a great start to this pallet. Really strong base. Another case. You know, am I going to get an... That's the thing, though, guys. Is like, we don't know if we're getting more of these. Am I going to get another one? I don't know. So let's just toss this one down. Nice constant flowing. I get it, guys. I get the whole warehouse is open. But even still, even if you're on a production shift that, you know, I would just keep moving. You got to keep the consistent flow moving. You could tell he lets his jack coast a little bit as he's coming back to select the case. And his jack stops probably within 4 or 5 inches. It stops pretty quickly. Now, these cases, slippery cases, I would put them in the same spot. Anywhere within my cross is where I would put these cases. I would not put them on corners unless I absolutely needed to. Little case, just stick it in the middle within that cross area. Now I like what he's doing here. He's column stacking. We're going to try to get a level layer again. We're getting into some baby foods right here. Grabbing 3 at a time. I mean, it could be something different, but they look like the baby foods to me. And we're grouping them all in a corner. You don't see him taking all these singles and just spreading them all over the place. He's grouping them in a corner. Guys, keep like cases together. We've got a long skinny case. It's probably some type of cat food. Put it in the middle. All right, so right here. And guys, yes, I have already watched this video, but I'm going to say what I was saying the original time through. I'm going to say I would have spaced this right here. That way these 2 cases sit on it evenly. I would have just took this dog food right here, slid it over a little bit. Case hooks, guys. We've got case hooks on our jacks too for the second pick level. You hook the case, bring it closer to you. Another case to just fill in the middle. And in the middle, I don't go this direction. I always go back. I follow the line of the cross and the T. But once again, guys, it's not that big of a deal. All right, now these oils, once again, keep the oils together. Now, he has that nice solid corner over there with the Hawaiian punches. Now, these oils are open on one side and they are closed on the other. The side that they're open on sucks. So if you put a case on it, this side will dip. So what I like to do is I like to point all the open ends together. So this back corner case, I would have had all the open ends in this section right here. That way the outside of these cases would be nice and strong. So always keep these oil opens pointing towards the middle. So we're doing a really nice job here. Like I said, I kept some travel time in there because he selects pretty quickly. So this baby food right here is going up on end. I would never do that. And he called it out too whenever I said something. So I chuckled right here because earlier I told you that I would center that. And then I noticed that he centered it. Now these here, he grabbed 3 at a time, grabbing multiples. And I love what he does with these. These are slick cases. And guys, just constantly filling out holes in the middle. We're filling out the holes in the middle. That's exactly what I would do. See how he is not forcing stupid cases in the holes in the middle? That is what I'm preaching on this channel. He knows that they are probably going to get smaller cases come up. But as you can see, guys, we got a nice solid base, waist high right now. I mean, it's just, you know, another case on its side. I just don't do it. I get it. You know, I just don't like putting cases on their sides if I can help it. I don't know what that was, exactly what it was, but once again, guys, Crisco, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to throw it down and keep moving. The name of this game, guys, is consistency. You just want that complete moving forward all the time. You want that motion. Now, sometimes I do what he does right here, what he's going to do right here. I start putting cases down. Like I said, guys, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what product's coming up. Now, he's tying in that back corner right now. and he's going to move a case back there so his bag doesn't dip into the middle. And once again, you're going to see him pat down to one side. It's because you can move contents around. So even if his corner was lower and his inside was higher and you get a bag, you can get level again. And now we're tying in that corner. He immediately knew that that corner was a little shaky. I need to take care of that corner. All right, now that we got a bag on the other corner. And guys, the slapping of the bags, you could call it excessive if you want. I do the same thing. I tell you all the time, if you cannot be level coming out of bags, you don't know how to build. It just takes a couple slaps here and there to just do stuff. Now right here, I would do the same thing. See how he's just moving stuff around? He's taking notice that the front of my pallet is more important than the middle of this part right here. I want to make sure I have a strong front and a strong back. And you can see he has his strong front and strong back. Now you could definitely tell that he watches my channel. Now, because like I said, he builds very, very similar to me. We worried about the front of our pallet, and it's just taking notes, guys. When you put a case down, you don't know what you're getting. So if I have cases scattered all around, and I got that touch once mentality, and I got cases scattered all around, well, my pallet's gonna look like shit. But if I notice that I could get a nice strong front with those cases, then I'm gonna move it. Well, what's it take? Freaking, it's taking him like 10 seconds to move stuff around. And I'd rather fix it and make it nice now than have to keep rearranging my stuff later because it's falling over or stopping and wrapping. You guys waste as much time stopping to wrap your crappy pallets as we are taking time to move cases around to make it a nice solid pallet. So we're getting in the bags now. So I have no doubt that we're going to get a nice level pallet coming out of bags. It all depends on how many you have too. Sometimes you don't get a lot of bags, but sometimes you do. But guys, you can see nice square pallets, staying within the confines of the pallets. Now we have all floor slots. These racks are all up off the ground, so you don't have to bend over as much. All of our stuff's on the floor pretty much. Yeah, I mean, we don't have these anymore. We got one aisle that has racks like this. So he's filling in his middle, and that's what I do with these skinny cases, guys. These cat foods and dog foods that come like this, I tend to try to keep them in the middle as well. If I use them as a corner, usually it's my front corner. I don't use them as a back corner like he's doing right here. I try to keep them towards the front because they're not exactly the greatest packaging. Some of them are more solid than others, but some of them are really weak packaging. So we got I still feel like that back corner is a little weak to me. I probably would have came back towards the middle again to try to tie that in. Although he does have that big bakery bag or whatever it was tying in that corner. Now these bags here, I believe they're rice, if I'm not mistaken. And they are very solid bags, and they got this big crown in them. So I do the same thing he does. Is I try to slap that bag as much as I possibly can because you want to take that hump out of the middle of the bag because the less the better. Now right here, just guys, it's just a couple slaps. Sometimes I even get into the point where I start doing a rhythm, like I just because you get bored selecting, and I try to get a rhythm going with it. So we're just tying everything in. We're tying that one side of the pallet in. Guys, I'm telling you, once again, it seems excessive, but his slaps is what's giving him a level pallet. If he did not slap any of his bags, his pallet would not look anywhere close to this. All right, so he didn't get any more of these cases, so he knew that corner was going to be weak. So if he would have got another one, he probably would have stuck it on the inside, but he just got one. So he moved it, and we're making our pallet more solid by putting these bags here. Like I said, guys, you do not know what's coming up in your order, and that's why I do the same thing he does. And you can watch my videos that I put on. Basically the same thing, just moving cases around just to make my layers work as I'm moving up the pallet. And we have similar product in our warehouse in this part that we do. Similar, same boxes and stuff. We're almost done here. We got a couple minutes left. Like I said, this was a 21-minute video. When he sent it to me, I knocked it down to about 15 minutes. We're just topping off some little boxes here. Now that really, really small case, I would have stuck it in the middle somewhere. I wouldn't put it there. But I love what he's doing right here, though. Guys, that's my cross. So what did I say in one of my last videos? I said I do a T, a backward, upside down T on the bottom. And then when I establish a base, I start the cross. And I would do the same thing. All the way from the back, all the way to the front, I would establish that cross with my small cases, exactly what he's doing right here. Bam, I would do the same thing. There's the center of his cross right there, following the line of the cross. I would do that as well. I would column stack. Guys, there's times I've had my middle of my pallet like that because I know I got bigger cases coming up that I'm going to be able to point inwards on both sides. But there's times I had it all the way up to here. Now see, we're getting bigger cases. Now we're going to start pointing them inwards towards that center column. I love it. And this is, I just need Cold Wolf to film himself because he throws exactly like me. So in that case, they're not a bad idea. We're getting towards the top of the pallet. Like I said, we're almost done here. And then we're going to look at his final pictures. He posted some final pictures and we're going to look at them as well. Nice big case, bam, right on the corner. I would have done the same thing. I always think corner. You know, I just love that. They're perfectly done. All right, we got a couple of seconds left, and then we're going to stop this, and then we're going to look at his pictures of the front of his pallet and then the one side. And those are the last two cases that we're going to look at, and I'm going to stop this. All right, guys, so here is his finished product, and this is the front of the pallet. I did want to say this is where I work. I did reveal where I work at. This is OK Grocery Company, and this is basically the distribution center for Giant Eagle over in our area. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you're interested in working at this company, message me, and I'll give you guys. I honestly didn't know even know I had this shirt on. I wasn't even thinking. This was next to my warehouse series in my closet, and I grabbed this one, and when I came down here, I realized I had it on, and I'm like, whatever, I'm leaving it on. All right, guys, so look at our final product here. I mean, just perfectly done all the way up. See how we tied our bags in, and see how we're nice and level. See how these all sit on here nice and flat. If we did not slap those bags, this top of this pallet would be like this. It would be bowing out, bowing in. It would not be sitting level like this. So people that say that this is a little crazy, I'm telling you, it's something that is necessary. So that's the front of their pallet. Now we are going to look at the front and side. So right here is one of those cases that he put up on its side. As you can see, there is not probably any pressure on it, if very little. So he did get away with it. So I always say that if you're putting a case on its side, make sure it's not liquid. But if you're going to put a case of these on their sides to fill in a hole, just make sure there is no pressure on that case. But other than that, I mean, we're just perfect, man. I mean, all the way through. I love it. I just, this whole palette turned out really well, and I really appreciate Cold Wolf for taking the time to do this. All right, guys, so that's the end of the video. Like I said, I have another one of ham. Discord member ham in the freezer coming up, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.